Hi, good morning. I'm Claudia Brown Coulter from Brownie Culture. I am a divorce mediator and I help you create a customized divorce that allows you to uncouple consciously and respectfully. So, today I wanted to talk to you about listening, active listening. I don't know about you, but I have come across people who listen like this. That is not listening. I got in an argument with a person like that. I'm like, why aren't you listening to me? I am listening. I'm like, can't you show me with your body that you're listening? No. Listening like this shows you that I'm listening because I'm not interrupting. That's just plain wrong. All right, so don't be like me. Don't get in an argument with someone because they didn't listen correctly. And he wasn't listening. He was just, pushing buttons, being unkind. People who know you and know you really well, whether that's an intimate partner or a colleague or a child or a brother or a sister, they know all your little buttons. Sometimes they like to push them. And if you are honest, let me correct that. If I'm honest, sometimes I like to push people's buttons too. It's not, the most ethical thing to admit, but hey, I'm being honest here. So let's talk about how you can show that you're listening with your body. Okay, so yes, of course, you don't want to interrupt. Okay, now let me rephrase that. You probably do want to interrupt, especially if they're saying something that you're like, that is so wrong. That's not right. That's not what I meant. Your goal is to try to not interrupt. Okay, so you show you're listening by nodding your head. That doesn't mean I agree. It just means I'm hearing you. These things are working. By going, mm-hmm. Now, this is not church. Mm-hmm does not mean amen. You're not amening what they're saying. You're not agreeing with what they're saying. You are simply demonstrating, yes, okay, I got it. Listening. Sometimes we automatically do that when we're on the phone. We do that if a person is got a long speech they're giving on the phone to you and you can't get a word in edgewise and they're talking or they're venting or they're just kind of bearing their soul to you on the phone. If they can't see you, you're probably saying so that they know that you heard them. You can at times ask a clarifying question. That shows you're listening. A clarifying question is asking for additional information, or you're asking a question about something you are confused about. You're not questioning them. This isn't the third degree. You're clarifying. You're asking to understand. Then once they take a breath, if hopefully it's not like 20 minutes, once they take a breath, you want to paraphrase what they're saying. You're doing it for two reasons. The first reason you're paraphrasing is to make sure that you heard correctly. And the second reason you're doing it is to make sure that they know that you heard them correctly. And then they can clarify if you didn't. So it's really important that you don't want to show that your buttons are being pushed. So if you're in a heated conversation with someone and you know they're going to push your buttons, you just start taking notes. That way, if they say something and you want to, or Claudia wants to roll her eyes, you could be looking down. You could roll your eyes looking down. Okay? You don't want them to see that they're pushing your buttons. Okay, so I know. I roll my eyes. I used to get in trouble a lot as a little kid, roll my eyes. So, watch that. Work on your poker face. If you don't have a poker face, that's okay. Look down at the paper. You're taking little notes. That really helps when you're at work in a staff meeting or something like that. See, these are not just for this video is not just about if you're going through a divorce. We all have difficult people in our lives. We all have to listen. So learning these skills as it relates to divorce is really important because if you can actively listen and you can really, really try to hear what they're saying, a couple of things will happen. You might actually understand their perspective. And the other thing is you're communicating respect. They may not give you back that respect, but you get the reward of walking away from a conversation with a greater respect for yourself. You can be proud of yourself. Like, you know what? I did good. That was difficult. And they didn't reciprocate. Most likely they will. But they didn't reciprocate. Look at me. Okay. You've got an extra tool in your tool belt. You got a skill. It's good. It's valuable. And you want to practice active listening with someone who doesn't necessarily push your buttons right away. Okay? And also try it with your kids because, well, it depends on the age of your kids. Your teenagers might really push your buttons. But if you got a younger kid, you want to practice with them because everyone wants to feel listened to. So when it's your time to talk, your job is to respond appropriately. So that doesn't mean you have to agree with them. Some people feel like, I've been heard when you agree with me. I know you've listened because you agreed with me. That's not true. I've heard what you had to say. I don't necessarily agree. And guess what? That's okay. It's okay to not agree. So your job as a listener is when it is finally your turn to talk, you respond appropriately. So you don't attack them. You're not like, that was the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It may be, but you don't let them know that, right? You got to keep that under control, keep it under wraps. That was the stupidest thing I ever heard. You may write that down and then crumple it up and throw it away from them. But you don't say that, right? And then you share your perspective. And they may not agree either. And hopefully they listen. The more you model it, people begin to mirror your actions. So you want to model listening appropriately and respectfully, and people will mirror that back to you. So if you're watching the replay, go ahead and let me know one of two things. Either one, what's one way that you like to show that you're listening? I'm sorry, I think it's the school teacher in me. I can't get rid of the pencil. So what's one way you like to show that you're listening? Or what's another way that you know that someone has heard you? Has there been a situation that you've been in and someone has done something or said something to let you know that they got you, they heard you? All right, it's great talking to you. I look forward to hearing your comments. I'll be checking them throughout the day. You guys have a great day and just practice. Just pick one thing. Just pick the or the or the I got a question, or the paraphrase, or the this person's making me so mad I gotta take notes to hide my facial expressions. Pick one. It's gonna be a great day. I'm excited for you. You are going to overcome and your life is going to get better. If you have any questions for me, if you don't want to message me on here, go ahead and send me a DM. I also have a link in this video description where you can access my calendar and we can set up a free phone call. I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.